All right. Welcome in, everybody. This is Doors to Divinity, Chapter 4, Episode 13. Last time on Doors to Divinity, Episode 12, we were following the other group of adventurers who were moving through the ancient passageways in the industrial sector of the ancient empire, and they came across a strange imp who was working on a very old power generator in order to restore the power in that sector to help his master Bree. And the adventurers ended up befriending him, and they followed him through the passages north to get to the encampment. Along the way, they discovered a terrifying monster, which then chased them throughout the passages and ended up killing V32. And after the death, they discovered, thank you for the sub, they discovered that V32 was actually holding something inside of him. I'm not going to say what it is now because we're not sure the other players are aware of that. And then the session prior to that, with this group, we were helping the mushroom people in the mushroom village. They actually had come back here and they discovered that Grand Mush was actually a kobold who had polymorphed themselves, and they were orchestrating the feeding of the mushrooms to their people so that they could acquire more magic more easily and on a schedule. And so now they're left to decide what to do next about these kobolds. All right, so that brings us to the adventurers here in the Mushroom Village, in the starting area where they initially were. And I'm going to grab our map real quick. So I will hand it over to you guys. I'm not sure where you want to go next. I can bring you to the dungeon map if you'd like, which is this.
I think the last thing we kind of talked about was marching with the mushrooms. They just told us to stay out of their way.
Yes. That's right.
Right, you guys were going to march with them. Okay. So, you guys are going to be moving over to their kingdom. Okay, so that brings us to... Let me check the overall dungeon map. And I need to get this music playing. There we go. You guys are going to... Okay, that's E.
Porcini, just so you know, your overlay has the wrong player names.
I'm sorry about that.
Sure.
Thank you. There you go. Let's see. So you guys, it will depend on which way you're going to go. Are you going to go up one of the two passages that you have seen? I don't know if you remember this. This was like an illusion.
Yeah.
You could sit inside. I would need to know which way you're going. Or are you just following the mushrooms?
I want to follow the mushrooms, but I missed. Did I miss anything?
Nope. You're just...
I guess we're following the mushrooms.
Yeah, we'll follow them.
We don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay. You are following the mushrooms. They have disabled the traps in 73, and you guys are moving upward here. So this would be... This connects to... Does the... All right, I'm going to go ahead and move your characters here on this map. This is an entirely different section of the dungeon. The Mushroom Army has moved inside of the next room, which is collapsed with lots of rubble. When you enter it, you can see that the ceiling has given way, and it's just in very disrepair. There are 2 doors, one on the left, one on the right. The mushrooms appear to be moving off to the right-hand side of the room. Do you choose to follow them?
Where do you think they're going?
They're going to, I guess, kill the rest of the kobolds.
And
Uh,
you think they know where they are?
Seems like they. Sorry.
Because I think we chased one the other way, right?
Yeah, we sure did. We did chase him on the other side of this hallway.
Yeah, maybe we should yell at them and ask them if they know where they're going.
We're going this way because that's where the tracks led.
Sandy,
Hmm.
didn't you track them somewhere else?
Um,
I thought we did. Maybe that kobold was trying to lead us away or into a
Yeah.
trap.
Welcome,
yeah, I
welcome.
guess,
How you doing, Maria?
Pip jumps forward.
We're just getting started with D&D.
And I would like to investigate the tracks to see if I see any tracks around.
Roll investigation.
16.
You don't see any new tracks this way. You do see that people have passed through here, but they appear to be much older. Nothing new.
Oh, okay.
Well, there wouldn't be any new tracks out there. I
They
guess-
said they were following some tracks.
This is the same
That's why I'm trying to,
campaign,
like, see if
but a
they're, like,
second
any
group within the
fresh tracks
same
that are around.
mega dungeon.
Yeah. I don't think there would be any fresh tracks. So these are. Someone's been going through here.
Well, they're kobold tracks. Look at them.
Mayor Mush, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Huh? I'm not the mayor.
Oh, is this just?
Hey, we don't all look the same, you jerk.
Oh, gee, that's clearly not the mayor.
Look, I've heard of them
You're-
coming down this passage before. That's why the traps are there. You have some other information that we need to know of? I'll tell the mayor.
It's
Yes,
just
we're-
we chased on a different direction, but they were probably just leading us away and into a trap. So this is probably as good a bet as any.
Or it was just hiding from us. Well, let's walk through the scenarios. I mean, if we follow them and they run into their own trap, a lot of them are probably gonna get killed. But they seem kind of like they're on a hellbent kind of angry mob rage through these dungeons anyway. Look, I tried to stop them.
Yeah, for sure. The tracks that we found beforehand was definitely on the other side.
Look, you three. I'm going to tell the mayor. Hey, mayor. Yeah? What's the matter? These three say that this is the wrong direction. The mayor walks over, kind of waddles.
Not-
What's all the trouble? We got people to skewer. I'm sick of these kobolds. It's time to burn them at the stake.
Sandy puts her hands up. We're just wondering. It's no big deal, really.
Just wondering about what?
Oh, if you guys knew where they were, or if you were just going for it.
Well, I guess not really, but I'm pretty sure they're this way.
Mayor Mush, we had to deactivate a bunch of traps up until this point. You're gonna get everyone killed in it, and you're not even gonna get to spill any kobold blood.
All right, so what do you suggest?
For one, move at a slower pace and let us lead. We're the ones that discovered the secret anyway, so shouldn't we be the kind of leaders of this little expedition?
Roll persuasion.
Never get the persuasion rolls. No.
Just believe.
Believe. Dang.
I can believe hard enough, you see.
He does not believe you. And he says,
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're this way. Eyewitness accounts have stated that you have to cross through the rubble room in order to get there.
I think we should just follow them. This is
Fungus.
this is their thing, not ours.
Yeah.
We're trying. We're trying here.
Uh-huh.
okay, they're going to take you into the next room. They start chanting songs.
Death to the kobolds, we're so tired of living under their stupid tyranny.
And you enter room 121. This is the industrial section of the ancient city. So when you enter, you do see the following. There's a couple directions here. It kind of corresponds to the map loosely. You can see there's a left passage, a right, a southern, and then a northern. And that corresponds to this. So you guys have entered here through the left.
Shit.
And all the mushrooms, they're like looking around. They're like,
Ah, what is this place? I've never seen anything like it before.
they're all kind of like shaking nervously, you know. There's like sparks coming off of some of these pylons, but the power seems to be very, very low. The gears are not turning, but there is some kind of surge happening through some of the technology that's in here.
I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'll make it quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Huh. I guess. Can I roll a perception to try and? Is there more to perceive, or
Sure.
investigation to maybe try and figure out what this place was used for?
You can roll perception.
Okay.
Or I guess investigation perhaps would be better, but the perception works. You do notice that the power unit, which is right over here, is not powered on. It looks like the lights that are around this circular frame are all off.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna start kind of going up to things, like giving them a good look over and maybe start sketching.
Sure. Go ahead and roll investigation on this generator here to know a little bit more.
Oof.
You're not sure. It doesn't look like this is something that would be fueled itself. Perhaps it's some kind of power storage. You're not sure how it works or what it would connect to. Your perception check, though, does show that there are some wires that lead from this unit into the wall. You don't know where they go, though.
I'm back. Can I do an arcana?
Sure. You're also not sure. It doesn't necessarily seem magical, though these pylons sort of suggest that there's some kind of magical component. You can't see what is giving off these sparks on the pylons. That is confusing to you.
Are these like holes up here? Like,
This
or
is-
that just like gears like looking down?
Yeah, these are like a hole in the wall. There is like a little fence here that goes along the outer perimeter. But if you look down, there are gears. They are not turning, though. They are shut off.
Okay. Can I jump up here to see if I can have like a better vantage point of the room?
You could climb up
So-
to the top, sure. It will require an athletics check.
I want to jump up there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's see. It is 20 feet.
20 feet. I can do 20 feet. With my Haragon, I have Rabbit Hop as a bonus action.
Okay.
I can jump the number of feet equal to 5 times my proficiency bonus.
Oh,
So,
okay. Your proficiency is
definitely
what?
jump up.
3?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the beginning of it? So 15 plus.
3.
So 18 feet?
Yeah.
We've got to roll athletics then. It's 20 feet tall, so you're going to have to try to grab onto it and then pull yourself up. You won't be able to just jump all the way to the top.
Is that acrobatics?
Yes.
Or
Athletics. Athletics.
Okay.
Yeah. And you nailed it. You're on top of that thing. Yeah, you overexert yourself. You're at the top of this thing. You're looking over it. You see that there are sparks coming from all the pylons. You can roll a perception check with advantage.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's like,
Yes.
what are the odds? The odds of rolling that are really low. That's crazy. That's really crazy. So at the you can see from this vantage point that there is like something glowing at the tops of these pylons, and you can only see it from this angle that you're at.
Okay.
But it appears to be like moving rapidly inside of this little cage.
Within this cage, right? Like that.
It's like, yeah, but it's like on the very top of the pylons on each of them.
I let everybody know, like I let Sandy and Fungi know that, I see some activity on top of each pylon.
Are we able to see which directions like lead elsewhere?
Yeah, there's a passage here. It's a passage off to the right in the southern part.
Okay.
And
What
the
are the
waste
mushrooms doing?
The mushrooms are like looking around in awe of this technology and just kind of stating that they've never seen anything quite like it because they've mostly kept to themselves within their little area where they've lived. And they've not really been allowed to wander and explore due to the dangers of the complex. It's very vast, and they've heard stories about it of mushrooms who have ventured off and never most of them never returned. A few may have come back. But most of them told stories of strange technologies and monsters lurking in the passageways.
Do I see those cables from up here, from this point? Like, you said, like, there's some cables that were...
Go into the wall.
They just go into the wall?
Yep. I would say, though, from up there, you can see that maybe you're knocking on the walls, or you realize that it's like hollow, and you think that the cables are connected to each of the pylons somehow. Perhaps they're run along the base of the floor or underneath the tiles, but they do appear to connect to each pylon.
Sorry, oh my god, the 2 other people we were with, did they come with us?
Yes, they did. They are also here with you.
Fungi looks a bit troubled by the environment, a little disgusted in a way. He walks over to Mayor Mush, just kind of puts a hand on his shoulder and was just like, there's things down here beyond all our comprehension. It's like, we need to tread carefully, Mr. Mayor. Mr. President. Sorry.
I think so too. I'm kind of scared now. I don't know where to go. I thought we'd see a trace of them here.
It's amazing that like a previous civilization was this technological advanced and we didn't know. This was just down here.
That's pretty scary. This is why we advise most mushrooms not to wander too far from the grove. What do you guys think we should do?
He looks over at you, kind of helpless. Now that he's here, he doesn't really know where to turn.
RJ kind of looks up at Pip and over to Sandy and like, well, I told you before, You should stay back home and bolster your defenses. Running around these dungeons is not a good idea. Leave it to us. We're a little more experienced in exploration.
Persuasion with advantage.
What should I do?
Persuasion with advantage.
Okay. Love it, Dragon, but not. It's not
All
great.
right. I get a roll as well here for this.
Or do I have quick advantage?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Quick advantage, yeah.
All right, you beat me.
Yeah, on second thought, I think we're gonna go back to the grove. This is kind of spooky.
And everyone's like kind of cowering and looking around.
Here, you guys go stab and skewer those stupid kobolds. Just make sure that they're gone for good. Good luck now.
He wanders away back to his mushroom grove.
Are they going to be okay?
Sandy's
Do I
writing
need-
everything
do I
down.
need to escort them back?
You want to escort them back?
What do you guys think? They're so fragile. I think they're made out of like mushroom.
Yeah. I don't know.
Can I escort them back and then come back? Like, just to
You
make
can.
sure they're safe. Like,
Roll a
just-
survival check.
Oh God. My survival.
This is where you shine.
Oh yeah, I have a good survival. These rolls are great.
15 passes. Along the way, I'm going to go ahead and move us to here. You return to this room.
Are we all going?
I'm assuming it's just you and the mushrooms.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't know if you guys wanted to do that. I'm sorry, I was confused. I was just gonna quickly like run them back.
Sure. That's up to you.
Are you
And-
guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's my responsibility because I riled them up with the thunder.
That's fair. So as you're walking along the mushrooms,
Gosh, I'm real glad to have a pal like you, Funky. Where'd you say you hailed from?
It's deep in the forest, long, far trek from here.
In the overlands above our heads, right?
Yeah.
Well, it must be gorgeous up there.
It was. Not anymore.
Not anymore. What do you mean?
The lands I grew up in are not the same. They've been taken over by
Kobolds?
no, something far more evil. And
Oh. Well, that's terrible. I'm sorry, Fungi. Well, if you ever needed anything, you can always rely on us. 'Cause we're friends, aren't we?
that we are, buddy. That we are. Gives him a little pat on the head.
as you walk through the disabled halls with the traps, go ahead and roll perception check with advantage.
So
Do I need
Sudden-
the advantage there?
You do need the advantage. Well, I can't tell you the answer to that, but you should always roll it.
Gotcha.
Just as you're walking through the traps, you see something off the right-hand side in the passageway. Something slithering into the hall. All the mushrooms are behind you, with exception for Mayor Mush, who's at your side, and even he freezes. This thing, you peek around the corner, and you see it. Give me a second while I pop it on the screen. This. There we are. It's small. You can see it right here.
Oh no.
You see this small thing.
I don't like that.
small thing.
Yeah. Well, it's medium-sized, I suppose. And and it's crawling across the ground. It's moving over here. It appears to have something in its mouth, like some kind of body part or something that it got from the trap room, and it's just slithering in this direction. The mushroom freezes, and he goes,
Oh gosh, don't say a peep, Fungi. That's the Hoof Paw, the ever-changing. Nasty creatures.
Fungi whispers to him. He's like, I'll keep an eye on it. I want all of you to go past me into the next hall.
Okay, everybody, after me, quick.
and everyone's kind of moving past as quietly as they can. They're going to have advantage because they're familiar with the thing. 10 is enough. They'll get by and they get into the next room. Go ahead and roll your stealth check. I'm going to give you advantage because you caught sight of it first. You just need a 10. There it is. You make it past down the hall and away from this thing.
Oh, that was a close one. The Hoof-Paw, the ever-changing, are nasty creatures that infest these halls. There's no point in trying to fight them. They might look small, but they're able to change their size and even duplicate.
You ran in here knowing that those things are in these halls?
Well, yeah, I guess it was kind of foolish, but I just really want those kobolds to be done.
We'll take care of it. Don't you worry, Mayor Mush.
All right.
You guys.
You make it back to the grove. And now you need to get back to your party members. Are you prepared to move back north?
I could be. Do you want to do like a scene with them, or do you want to like keep going with me?
If you have anything else that you want to say to them in the grove, we can do that.
Quickly just tell Mayor Mush as I part of the guide, like, there will be people that are going to come back here for you potentially. Bolster your defenses and do not let anyone know what you all really are. If anything, tell them you're toxic by consumption, dead or alive. The rumors about them about you all are not true.
You mean that we're magical?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't say a word.
And now that it's just you guys, you should become a little more tenacious. Maybe start harvesting those carnivorous plants. The ones we saw in the other room was quite large. Those could be a very great defense. So start small, work your way up, and really harness the nature around you.
Oh, that's a great idea. We could put them next to the doors.
What happens if they consume themselves?
The mushrooms? Do you ask them that?
I am going to ask them that.
Well, then we get, kind of sick. You see, we already have magical powers.
Well, if you have magical powers, then you should all work on harnessing them. Become stronger, train yourselves.
Very
Become
well.
better at defensive maneuvering.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we're gonna work on that. I'll start teaching everybody how to cast firebolts. Do you want to see?
He casts a firebolt off against the rock.
It's pretty neat, isn't it?
Was it a good fireball, or was it like a little...
It was a firebolt, which is like a cantrip. It was good, yeah.
Bungie looks actually pretty impressed. He says, there's a lot of good nature around here. You should learn how to harness that, especially those carnivorous creatures. You should learn how to grow them and domesticate them to do your bidding.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Druidic arts.
And if you come back successfully, then we're gonna give you a little gift, okay?
I appreciate that, Mayor. But I must get back to my allies.
Okay.
Bungie starts walking away and turns around, gives him a little finger point and a snap. Don't you die on me, Mayor.
I won't.
He does it, the little snap back to you.
See you later, kid.
Finger guns.
All right, you walk past the hall, into the hall and past the carnivorous plant rooms, and you get back to the room with the traps. And by the time you get back, you notice that this creature, the Hlov paw, the ever-changing, is gone. It's disappeared.
Can I stop in the big room on my way back? The one that right below here? I can't. How do I like?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the nature room, right? That's like the big nature room.
There you go.
Can I do one more nature check for anything that might be of use to me in here?
Sure. Yeah, you don't see anything at a glance, as you are pressed for time to get back to your friends due to the fact that this Hlov paw is somewhere in the vicinity.
All right, I'll hurry back to them.
So, while he's doing all that, can I investigate for any signs of activity? Like, if there's been anybody in this area recently?
Yes, roll investigation check on the room.
Oh.
You don't notice anything. You are kind of distracted by these pylons, which are still sparking. The sparks seem to be emanating from the top, just as Pip has confirmed, and traveling down the pylon toward the cords, which kind of disappear underneath these tiles. You don't see any other trace of passerbys. Anybody else want to do anything? Well, I guess Pip.
Yeah, I would like to come over here and investigate these two. Are there anything like special with them? I guess.
Yeah, roll investigation.
Love it.
There appear to be some kind of light source which is flickering on and off. It seems that the electricity near the pylons is giving them like some kind of power, but it's not connected fully. So it's not enough power to fully charge them. But they're like a light source of some kind. Nothing magical.
All right, I continue walking around, just looking around, I guess.
Sure. Okay. By the time you guys have kind of finished your checks, I would actually say you guys get 2 more checks if you want before Feng Ji returns, because he was gone for quite a while.
I want to look closer at the pylons. I don't know what these could be. Like, why? What purpose could they have? Being like an exposed magical or electric conduit like this.
Sure. Roll investigation. Whatever it is trapped up at the top, as Pip noticed, and it appears that the metal pylons are creating some kind of resonance within them. Perhaps it's the way that they're designed or the metal itself. But the thing at the top is what's drawing your curiosity the most. Like whatever that glowing object is certainly of some kind of value, because whatever that big machine is that you're standing next to, because you didn't really figure out what it was, it is connecting to all these pylons, and you suspect that they're actually maybe one of the power sources for this area.
And all of the pylons here seem to be working?
They seem to all be on, yeah. They all have that glowing object at the very top.
Can I go back to this generator and see if, like, there's any way for me to turn it on?
Yep, you can roll investigation check.
Ayo.
All right. There looks like there is some kind of lever which can be rotated in a circular direction around the door there. Or actually, don't know. You now discover that it's like a lever, and if you choose to turn it, it seems to open up a door if you want to go inside.
Oh, I'm turning it.
Turn it. Okay. It opens up a door. Inside, you find that there is like 2 walls on each side, and they appear to be roll Arcana or Investigation. I should make you roll for that. Do you have your DM inspiration still?
I've never used it, so I think.
Yep. Okay, so you just click X on inspiration to show that it's filled up.
Inspiration.
Should be at the top next to under favor.
Under favor.
It's right above your attributes.
Oh, here we go. Okay. So I have inspiration now?
You're using your inspiration. You had it before because I think I gave it to you last session or the session before.
Okay. All right. And so what do I do with that? Do I re-roll?
You re-roll or just hit advantage, I guess. It's a battery. These are batteries, and there is a switchboard in front of you which turns it on. But it looks like once you turn it on, then it should connect whatever's the wires, right? Should like turn on the circuit to connect them to the pylons. And when that happens, this battery will charge and store power down here. It shows like a viewing screen of the object at the top, and it's moving around erratically. You can roll an Arcana check on it to know what it is. So you have a clear view of each of these glowing objects at the top of the pylons. I'm going to give you advantage because of your nat 20. Because you're using up your inspiration again. These are elementals. Elementals trapped at the top of pylons. And they're using them to store energy in batteries within this machine that you've just entered. It is not like a fueled generator of any kind. Yeah.
Pip.
Yeah.
I think I know what these are. Those thingies at the top, those are elementals, I think. I've read it somewhere. I think they're charging. Or they're I think the purpose is to charge these batteries in here, and then she's gonna flip the switch on.
You hear this like the power beginning to rise, and you can see the battery has got like this little meter and it's beginning to charge. And then suddenly the electricity becomes less, I guess, more streamlined and less chaotic, of a chaotic rhythm. And it becomes like almost like streams of light rather than like scattered lightning. And everything's connected, and the lights turn on in the room. It's quite dramatic. And just as this is happening, Fungi walks in.
Bingo.
The pillars are now glowing, and there's like, it's just very brilliant inside. Well, it seems that you've solved the mystery. Oh, welcome back, Fungi. How was your little escapade back to the Mushroom Village? All right, ignore me. Fine. Begins to file his nails. He walks around the corner. You there, Let's? I think you're muted.
Damn it, I was muted. I said, oh, you guys missed all of that. So first of all, when I walked in, I said, Fungi looks up and smiles and goes, well, this would have scared the shit out of the mushroom people. Then in reply to Liz, he said, my journey back, I made a troubling discovery, but I see you guys did as well.
So Sandy's gonna run over to this and like gesture towards the top. So at the very top, I think what's going on is it's elementals, and they're being used as some sort of power source, and she's gonna like gesture with both hands very widely down the profile of the thing. And it's being channeled through here, and then she runs back over here. And this is a battery. Some kind of ancient battery. Just, it blows my mind that it doesn't look or seem ancient. It seems almost more advanced.
Fungi kind of like rubs his chin. He seems kind of concerned with everything around him. Can I do some kind of check to see if the elementals are like experiencing any kind of like pain or anything?
You can view them on the viewer inside the battery room, and you can roll an insight check. Actually,
Oh, sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. That works. Roll nature with advantage for me. So you're familiar with elementals, and when you roll your insight check, you can see that they're not doing this because they want to do it. They're being used as a power source. So from your perspective, it's kind of like, servitude of some kind.
Fungi looks at Sandy and he doesn't look too happy and kind of says, look, I'm happy that you found this technology and I hope that it's good for your research, but he kind of like gestures towards the elementals. These creatures aren't here at their own will. And it's just, it doesn't sit right with me. He kind of like walks over.
Well, what do you mean?
They were probably put here by someone or something for the purpose of powering this battery. And if you look at me and know where I come from, I'm not very privy on technology or things that are far beyond nature. But I do respect technology in the sense that it is a manipulation of what once was nature. I'm sure everything in this room was melted down from rock and metal. But it doesn't sit right with me. And it kind of takes out that. Don't I have like a twig or something that I nibble on when I'm like
Yeah, you do.
I like stress it takes out, like just nibbles on.
Sandy's staring like up at the elementals for like a minute. And she's gonna turn around and flip the switch back off.
Okay. The streams of light go back to scattered lights that kind of move awkwardly around the pillar. The lights dim inside the room.
Should we find a way to break them out?
Bugsy kind of shrugs and goes, I don't necessarily know if elementals are going to be... They're chaotic. Really. They could attack us. I mean, if, let's say this facility had some kind of good nature to it, which perhaps that's the thing that you might be most interested in, Sandy, is its purpose rather than exactly what it's doing right now, because then we can determine if it's worth putting elementals in there, or perhaps finding a way to harness their powers without harming them. But for now, Fungi kind of walks, looking up at everything. He's like, I got a bad feeling about this.
You did see that there was like a separate trigger on the panels, Sandy, that you could use the battery power source. The battery does appear to have fully charged in the short time that you've had it on. If you click it, theoretically, it should return the lights on and start using the stored power instead of the power source coming directly from the elementals themselves.
Okay, and that's my assumption of what'll happen.
That's your assumption from your previous roll.
Okay, I'm gonna click that button and look back at the elementals.
The lights come back on. There's no streams of light coming down the pillars because now you're using the power source from the battery itself, or the batteries. There's two of them in there. And it appears to show some numbers on it, but it is in the language of the Fellas.
I want to start copying that down in my notebook.
Sure. Does anyone have comprehend languages?
I have a few languages. I don't know if I have comprehend languages, but I don't. Where do I see like my language and stuff like that?
Languages would be up at toward the top. Let's see. Your languages are Common, Sign Language, Druidic, and Sylvan. Sylvan, we decided, was the Fellas language, so you can read that.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Should I walk over?
Yeah.
Do you want me to read? Do you want to know this? No, I don't know why I asked that.
Yeah. Sandy definitely would want to know.
Nah, we're good. All right, it's like right next to Sandy.
There is enough energy stored in each of the batteries to total a week's worth of power.
That's what it says.
Yes.
Okay.
I translate it based on what he said.
Oh, do I have to say it? Are we doing a little like more role play kind of like that?
It's up to you if you want to tell them. You can just say I tell them about the power storage.
Just for now, because I don't remember what you said verbatim. But I'll repeat it out loud.
Okay.
So you guys can.
So everyone is aware that there's a week's worth of storage in the batteries, which is currently on.
Okay. So we've got a week to, I guess, figure something out.
Bungie seems a bit distracted. He's wondering why it was written in this language to begin with. So,
Do
You
does
know
Sandy
that.
know?
You know that the fellas used to run the Empire. That's fact.
Oh, is that okay?
Yep.
But he doesn't look so distracted. Sorry, Sandy. Say what you said again.
Oh, I was just remarking on how this was like an ancient Fellas city.
Yes, it's all grand, but I suppose we should be moving on. I mean, we've got the time is ticking now, isn't it?
Where are we moving to again, Liz? Lice?
Hey, well, he's gonna try and remember. Hold on. To the kobolds, of course. Remember we were supposed to, quote, skewer them or something? Whatever those silly little mushroom men wanted us to do.
Bungie kind of smiles and shakes his head, agreeing with him. We did promise them we would do that, but looks at Sandy. I think it's worth a little bit more time here for her research.
Very well.
I mean, I think the kobolds is kind of their thing that they wanted to handle. I thought maybe if we ran into them, we'd help, but I it's more important that we figure out what we were sent down here for and why Syl ran off and left us to die.
She has a point. This is the first time that I agree with you, Sandy.
Don't get used to it.
He rolls his eyes. He pulls out like what appears to be like some kind of smoking device. Begins to take a puff from it.
Can I see like? So I'm assuming the gears are like turning now, right?
The gears are turning now. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I see like where they're like what where the gears are like basically? Are they just? I know they're being powered by the pylons, but can I?
Well, the
do, like, an
battery,
investigation check? Oh, they're doing all the turning gears for the batteries.
Yeah, because right now the pylons are shut off, and the batteries are charged. So all the power is coming from the batteries themselves.
Okay.
I think maybe we should explore some of these other rooms.
Yeah, I think we could go north.
I
Like,
I want to
normal
know
here.
if this battery's powering.
Yeah.
Fine by me. This place gives me the creeps as well. I'm kind of recalling Mayor Mush's words. And he misses Mayor Mush.
I
He
miss Mayor
misses-
Rush. We need to get like a sending stone so we can call him.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I haven't heard from you in a long time.
A little like mushroom spin dial phone, rotary dial mushroom phone.
Oh my god. That would be fun. Okay. So you guys wanted to go north?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go north, you enter into like a dead end. There's 3 doors. There's one on the left, which goes to a room. There's one at the top left, and then one at the top right.
Sandy's gonna kind of hang back and wait for everyone else to investigate. Wait.
Who wants to go on where?
I'll investigate against the first one on the left, right? This is one of the doors.
Sure.
Nine.
Okay. When you walk in, you see that this room is full of what appears to be repair equipment. You do notice a toolkit that's lying on a table at the far end of the room. Do you want to pick it up?
Sure. Yeah, I'll pick it up.
Okay, I'm going to add it to your equipment. These are... Let me see if I can get them. A set of tinkerer's tools.
Ooh,
Oh.
not my cup of tea, but I think you guys would, one of you would like those.
Yeah.
Okay, and they are specific to clockwork machinery. So,
Cool. Sounds good. I'll leave it in the party's bag just in case if anybody else wants to use it. I'll put it in the treasures.
perfect. Yeah, you just click the drop down arrow and it should have an option for you.
Yep. Just in case if anybody else wants to use it.
Okay, and who's next? Anybody want to go to the other
Being
rooms?
polite, aren't we?
Sadie's waiting for y'all to do that.
All right, I'll go over. Is this a room or is this a dead end?
It's a room. Yeah.
Should I do an investigation check?
Yep.
Not too shabby.
You also find a set of tinker's tools. I will add it to your equipment. In addition to that, hold on 1 second. There it is. Did it give it to you? Yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
You also move aside, like some old, like this room is in disrepair. A lot of the ceiling is collapsed, and so you're kind of moving a lot of debris out of the way. And you walk up to a storage unit, and you pull on the handles. There's 2 handles that open 2 doors that would swing wide toward you, and it's locked. You look around and you don't see a key. It might just require a little bit of a tug to get that double door open.
What role would I mean? I could do like something naturey on it, but I feel like if you're saying just a tug, I could try just a regular roll.
It's up to you what you want to do. It needs some force, though.
I guess at first I would just try to pull it off with just regular strength.
Okay. Athletics.
Nice.
Strong boys.
Pops open easily. And in front of you, sitting in a containment jar, you see an elemental.
What kind of elemental?
It's a lightning elemental.
Fungi size. And kind of calls everyone else into the room to come check it out.
Oh. Well, that's awkward.
Do they need to eat?
No, not really.
Its light
How
is
long do you think-
very dim, just so you know. And the jar itself appears to be made out of the same material that the pylons are made out of. But it looks like from the inside, it is transparent. You can see that it's decaying.
They don't eat in the traditional sense, but if you were to feed it more electricity, it would help it grow or help it sustain itself. That makes sense. If you defeated a lot of electricity, it would become very large. That is how you have elementals working in this universe, right, Virginia?
Yes, or anything that's like certain types of material they can consume, like the pylons, they can kind of feed off of if they're taken care of.
He kind of scratches his head and he's like, we could take it with us, although I'm not sure what we would do with it. Any thoughts of anyone else?
I don't know.
How long do you think it's been down here?
He kind of shakes his head. No idea.
Probably 1,000 years since the Empire fell. It's amazing that it could survive so long, but also I suppose it makes sense. It is an elemental, but I wonder what it would do if we released it. Don't do that, of course. Don't take that lid off.
If it's survived 1,000 years down here in that jar, I don't think a little bit longer is going to hurt it. At least till we have a better idea of what to do with it.
If you want to take it with you, you can. As much as I don't necessarily agree with it myself, using it as a power source is not necessarily painful for it. It's just a way to kind of diminish it. Take that as
I mean, I was just thinking we hold on to it till we figure out a humane way to deal with it.
Hip?
I'm okay either or. Pip says.
Well, Sandy, as he kind of starts walking out, you've got yourself a nice new pet. He looks
You want me to hold it?
as he's walking out, so he's like, well, of course.
Pip is just like cracking, a little chuckle on the side,
She's gonna hold it out in front of her like a person who's never held a baby before, and then follow them out. Are you guys sure I'm not the most graceful? And she nearly trips holding it.
He kind of like raises his eyebrows and looks like, oh. Kind of continues into the hallway.
She'll gently put it in her bag. Okay.
I put it in shared treasure for you,
Okay.
just as a note.
Should we check this last door then?
Yeah. You want to check it out, Sandy?
Okay. Just gonna slowly open the door.
Okay. When you open the door, you walk inside, and you see the skeleton of a phallus on the ground. A large stone slab from the ceiling had fallen and crushed its skull. It appeared to be facing toward the door as if it had been trying to flee during the city's collapse. There are a
Sandy treats.
There are a few tables in the room. It appears that this is some kind of officer's office, maybe where they wrote out their notes or kept track of logs. You could roll investigation check on the room to see anything else.
Nice. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry.
14.
Oh, I did.
You look around, but you don't catch anything else in the room.
I think she's too freaked out and kind of ducks out before she can gather too much information.
That's fair. Okay.
There's dead there's dead Felis in there.
There's a second fight.
What?
I guess Pip just takes a peek inside.
Sure. You can roll if you'd like.
Roll a what?
I'm going to make you roll twice to pass this since someone has already rolled it. So you'll roll perception first. You notice in the corner that there appears to be a large picture hanging on the wall. The picture is of what appears to be a garden. The garden is sort of a garden / laboratory. There are some large. Let me actually check something real quick. There are some large tanks in there. In the picture there are scientists kind of moving around, and at the very center of the picture there is an azure mushroom, which is being, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like centered in the picture and kind of like the prize of the room.
Okay.
Can Fungi walk up and roll insight on the picture?
Sure. It looks like it had been possibly captured by the Fellas and possibly used to like recreate them or perhaps make them procreate or something so that they could mass produce them. In the picture, you also notice that they have a collection of other specimens, including various kinds of elementals. And the fellow scientists that are in the picture are all kind of posing for the picture and smiling at their achievements. And you notice that there is a hat on the Fellas on the ground just underneath the rock, and the same hat is being worn by one of the scientists in this picture.
Wow.
Fungi kind of shakes his head, looks down at the body, and goes, seems like they were scientists of sorts, being blasphemous, in my opinion, towards nature. Experiments or something else. I'm not sure. He kind of starts walking out of the room and then looks at the body. And I just want to do like a druid craft onto the body to make like little spores grow, like little mushrooms, maybe just pop up. No purpose to it.
Oh,
But
sure. That's cool.
Give them back to the fungi.
Yep.
Okay. Shall we return to the other room?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple more doors, or 3 more doors technically. You've got one extra door here, a door up top, and then a door down to the right. So it should be actually, there's one extra door that I didn't mention before.
Pip says to the group, you guys choose. I chose to go north. Kind of didn't really it anywhere else.
I guess we just work our way around in order.
And there's also a door back through the rubble room to your left. That's the other direction you could go. You made a good first choice, though. You got rid of the dead end, so that's nice.
we might as well take it, like you're saying, Sandy, like in order. Make sure we know exactly what we're not missing and we are. If something goes deeper, we'll make the decision to keep looking or double back.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Okay. Well, after you.
Oh, me?
All right. Hey, Funny, if you want me to lead on ahead.
Yeah, lead the way. Why not?
All right. So Pip goes right up to the door, tries to open it.
This door
Right in front of me.
appears to be locked.
Kick it, Pip. With a good kick.
Uh, can I investigate the door to see what
Welcome
it is?
in,
Is it a metal
Mike.
door?
It is a metal door. Yes.
It is a metal door. Okay. So when I try to open the door, you said it's locked, right?
Yep. It looks like it's a mechanical lock. You can roll any kind of number of skill checks you want on the door. You can perceive it. You can investigate the lock itself.
Yeah, I like to investigate the lock.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Wow. Everybody take DM inspiration for all the nat 20s you've gotten. I believe you're past 3 already, so
Holy
you guys get it back.
I we got
That's
one for.
That's
This is our
crazy.
fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that? Oh, do I need to be marking my? Is that inspiration?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do I? I have one.
Let's see. That means it's used up. So if it's empty, then you get it. You only get one.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got one. I think I used it before in the battle.
Yep. So you can clear it now, make it an empty bubble.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, Mike wants to know what Sandy does.
She works for the Archaeology Guild, and she's never really been out of the study before. So she just kind of knows a lot about the city's history and knows a little bit about the older civilizations, and kind of has like she has a good idea of clockwork, like how clockwork has evolved over the course of history.
Okay.
So that's what she do.
So Pip, with the nat 20, I need you to roll. It's a simple mechanical lock. So you just roll sleight of hand. You could even use. Do you have thieves' tools? Probably not.
Oh my god.
Okay. So that's crazy, dude.
I know. That's what, my fourth one?
That's your second time rolling 2 nat 20s
Back to
in a
back.
row.
Back to
Yeah.
back, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
and that's like
Oh my
what-
gosh.
It's
What
because
is on
your
that?
rabbit feet. Dudumch.
Right? I got rabbit feet. That's what it is. My lucky foot.
Lucky rabbit feet.
I gotta look up. I don't know the probability of that. I'm curious.
It's like 0.5%.
I think we need to give Pip the. Anytime we really, really want to need luck on our side, we'll just have Pip roll.
It's 1 in 400
1
is
in
what
400.
it is. So like theoretically 0.5%, but in reality not 1.15, not 0.5%, because that's not really how probability.
He's done it
works.
twice
But
this
it's 1 in
session.
400 statistic.
That's 4 nat 20s already. Plus, I think he did a fifth. I might have been a fifth. That's crazy, dude. I don't think I've seen that in a long time.
Do it again. He said do it again.
Do it again.
That's it.
Too bad it wasn't combat.
Is that gator dog spirit, you know? I kept it going.
Gator dog.
Gator dog.
You easily open up the trap. I mean, you do it so proficiently that you incidentally disable the trap behind the door. And when you look up and at the ceiling, you see that there is a large axe. This is a makeshift trap, and it has not been triggered. You suspect that a kobold probably has made it due to the shoddy design.
Got it. Okay. Do I see where I could disarm the trap, or is it already disarmed?
You do see that it's possible to disarm it. It's easy now. You can walk in and you just kind of lift the axe over the trigger that's up on the ceiling, and you just let it hang loose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely.
There is a door on the other end.
Alrighty, guys. I'd like to investigate the door as well for this one.
This door is unlocked and does open if you'd like it to.
Sandy's back here just giving you a thumbs up.
Bungy's got your back.
Okay. Huh. Um. Yeah, I'll open the door.
You move into what appears to be another of the same types of rooms that you were in 121. So it looks exactly the same. It also has a battery storage in it, but a little bit smaller of one. And there are also pylons in the room, though a bit fewer.
Okay. Is there also like a gear spot, like where Sandy found one?
A gear spot. What do you mean?
Where she turned on the power bank?
Ah, yes. It also has a console and a control panel. It looks like you could turn on the pylons, and you can also store power within those batteries.
I asked Sandy if she wants to turn on the standby power again.
I look to Fungi. Would it be fair to require their help so that we can help them? The elementals?
Fungi, you there?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Like, I don't know if they're necessarily. Look, I don't agree with them being sort of enslaved, but I also don't necessarily know if they need our help in a way.
You can talk to it if you want.
I was literally about to say. I've been so caught up with everything. Why don't I just ask it myself?
You can do that.
I never tried to talk to an elemental, to be honest, but well, there was that one time, but never mind.
Oh,
Okay, I'll try. I'm gonna cast Speak with Nature.
Okay. Make sure you hit the cast button.
Yep. Level 1.
Okay, and you're going to go ahead and speak to the elemental. What do you say to it?
It's the one in her. Sorry, are we talking? Which one am I talking to?
I'm assuming the one
ones
that's
on the pylon.
Oh, in the pylon, not the pet you brought along.
I was gonna ask the pet.
Okay. She's gonna pull it out for you.
Yeah.
Do this one.
Go through it. He's gonna say, "Hello there, little guy. Well, maybe you were a big guy once.
What's he saying?
You could speak my language?
I can speak your language."
Oh, incredible! That's fascinating. How is it that you learned to speak elemental?
Oh, I was actually raised by a treant.
Oh, wonderful creatures. Would you mind doing me a favor and popping the lid on this thing and letting me out?
Is he talking to you?
Certainly do that. I just want to know what you're going to do afterwards.
Well, I'm gonna zip on out of here and get out of this crazy slave empire. I've been down here for 1,000 years. Me and my buddies. Tired of it.
You were right. 1,000 years. He turned back to me. Oh, man. So, like, well, I'll let you out. I will. I promise. Just wondering if you could.
We're letting him out?
Maybe. Sorry,
Sandy goes for the
I'll
jar.
let you in a second.
Okay. Are you trying to rip it out of Fungi's hands? And is Fungi letting you?
Oh, is he holding it?
Oh, I don't know. Are you holding it? I guess we should set this scene.
I figured she was like holding it up a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you trying to pop the lid off, or are you?
She's not going to do it like that, but she's kind of assuming he's saying to open it.
I see. So somebody's opening. Who's opening it?
No, I was asking it like what did I say? Are you you know, I can let you out of there. I promise I will. But I was wondering if you could help us with something.
Hey, look, I've been helping people for like 1,000 years, and I just want to get out of here now. So just pop that lid off for me and let me go back to the clouds.
You see, we're a bit lost down here, and
So
I
you're
figured
no better than the fellas slavers that entrapped me. Okay, Mr. High and Mighty.
Fungi kind of like pauses, kind of goes up from the shrug, you know, like the leaning down, and looks at the group and goes, "I'll let you all know just that the scenario we're dealing with here is he wants to be let out and be let free, and I feel bad. I would do that if we were not lost in this labyrinth, but I do think that this thing might be able to get us out." Then he bends back down and goes to talk to you again, like, "I don't think I'm better than them. I don't want to keep you in the jar, but we're in a bit of a predicament here, and you seem to know like, your way around, so you could help us and be free. That's easy. We could become friends."
Oh,
I could
I've
maybe help
heard
one of you.
all this before. The rambling of the controller. Overseers always rationalizing their power over us. Nice try, mister. What was your name?
I don't think I need to tell you my name.
Well, tell me your name. If I'm to be roaming around with a tyrant, at least I want to know how to reference him.
Fungi like rubs in between his eyes and his nose. What's that part called? Sinus? I don't know.
The bridge.
like,
The bridge.
Yeah, the frustration. I guess I'll go for the persuasion roll.
Are you telling him your name?
No, I'm ignoring that for now. I'm gonna do a persuasion roll and ask again. Be like, "You can be free. I'm not a tyrant. I'm not trying to keep you in the jar. We just need your help. You could have been sitting in there. We could have left you there." So I'm gonna roll the persuasion on that one.
Okay, let's see here.
I
Let
think I
me-
need persuasion so much.
Let me grab him real quick.
I love him.
It's like sitting here thinking, what voice am I going to do for this?
He's like one part mushroom, one part Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Yeah. That's perfect. All right, so let's see. Okay, it is that then.
Well, I suppose I don't have a choice, do I, Mr. Tyrant without a name? When you're ready to know, or when you're ready to tell me your name, then I will tell you mine.
Fungi kind of smirks at him. "My name is Fungi, and your name?"
Spark. Some people call me Sparky.
Understood. Fine name. Well, which way is Actually, Fungi looks up at the group and goes, "All right, I think he's agreed to possibly tell us the way out, or somewhere we want to go, but we don't really know where we want to go. So either we can follow him to seek an exit, or we can try to steer him in a direction of something we are looking for." He kind of looks at the list.
Ask him if he knows what people might be looking for down here.
Sparky. What was going on down here? What have people been looking for?
Who's looking for what? What do you mean?
Oh, maybe something of great power. What were you powering?
Well, we were used to power the city, pretty much. Light sources, batteries, generators, all sorts of different kinds of contraptions. Things that would help the gears turn over and over. Oh, the fellas, they were obsessed with all their inventions. And their empire, he was the worst of them. He would always come up with these strange plans. Some say he was trying to... wait a minute. How do I know I can trust you?
Because I just had a great idea, Sparky. sounds like you had a hard time with these people that enslaved you and your brethren, right?
Yes, true.
Well, there's a couple of you in the other room, and if we could figure out a way to get them out, and you help us through here, I'll free every single elemental we see. But
Well,
we
if you
just gotta-
did that, you wouldn't be able to power anything down here, and your answers might be out of reach.
one of you kind of sits up and decides maybe it's time to talk it over with the group and kind of let them know. So he relays all this information that he's learned so that everyone in the group is aware of what's going on and
Sure.
whatever.
Lyse is immediately like, well, we can't let him out. I mean, if we let him out, how do we know we could trust him? It might take his revenge on us, thinking that we might be with the new overseers or whatever down here. I think it's too risky. I don't really mind either way. I mean, why would an elemental want to hurt me?
Ask him if he knows what happened to the city.
Fungi leans down again. Sandy, the person holding you right now, very carefully, I might add.
Hi.
She cares about you.
Hi.
She would like to know what happened to the city.
Well, it's a sad story, you see. The foolish fellas. They built their city on top of unstable ground, and, well, they collected so many of us, and they grew with so much power that eventually the city collapsed into a cavern that existed below it. And now it's down on the bottom of that floor. And everything caved in and covered the city.
What did he
Fungi
say?
relays the information to everyone
Oh,
and kind of adds at the end. He goes, I'm assuming what we're looking for might potentially be underneath us. If it's something of immense power, then I'm sure the what is it called? Porcini?
There's an artifact down here that you're looking for. He does mention that there's thousands of his people trapped in pylons down in the city.
And the Nightwalker, I mean, sorry. I'm gonna
Oh.
say like that's probably what Ren the Nightwalker's council is seeking.
Is the
something
the artifact.
that's probably, I'm assuming it's hidden below, sort of suggesting to the group, kind of leaving it open for like discussion.
Yeah, basically he tells you that they powered the entire city with these elementals, and they were increasing the power over, and they were increasing the power that they needed by a lot until eventually it shook the city and created like tremors, and it collapsed into an ancient caldera that was dried up, and everything caved in over the top of it. And they think that there was some kind of big project that the emperor was working on. He was using these elementals in order to power this project, not just the lights in the halls and the clockwork wheels, but some other kind of, he quotes, artifact, which is what you know you're searching for.
Gotcha. So when you said unstable ground, you meant a little more like metaphorically.
It was unstable. The city was built on an ancient caldera that was dried up, and it did collapse inside of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, Fungi kind of relays all this to the group and opens it up for discussion.
interesting. So, did he say whether or not the other elementals I guess, does it hurt them to power the city?
No, it does not hurt them, but they were being used against their will. So they were captured and then placed inside of the pillars to power the.
I'm assuming
The
it
city.
like drains them to some extent too, right? Like
It does, and he is sort of more dim than he would be naturally.
yeah.
Unless, of
Fungi.
course, like when the power in the pylons is turned on, then they're powered up against their will.
I think we should find a way to free them.
Sure.
And she's gonna open the jar.
Oh,
Yippee! And he like begins to zip around the room, and he immediately shoots down the hallway and out of sight. He's gone.
Punchy puts his face to his head. He was like,
Which
I didn't think we should let him out. I was sort of, it wasn't really the right thing to do, but we are lost down here. I was hoping he could be our guiding light, guiding lantern, so to speak.
lost? We have a map.
You know how to get out of here? We
Uh,
fell through the ceiling.
maybe-
We should get back up.
I guess you got a point. Where did he say he was going? Is he gonna help us help them?
Didn't get that far in the conversation.
He just left?
Right?
He's gone.
He's
Yep.
Which way did he go?
Back the way
We're
he
not-
came. This way.
We are not catching up.
Or actually, you know what? Hold on. That's a really good question. Which way did he go? He would have gone. He would have gone to. I have to trace everything. Hold on.
Mhm.
It's kind of a labyrinth.
Kind of noticed that.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. He rushes over to the right.
So he's not even gonna try and help his people?
Bungie kind of shrugged. He's like, I'm not sure. Again, they don't think the way like we do. Humanoids, I mean. They're not. It's hard to explain. He probably just wanted to, as he said, get back to the clouds. And I'm assuming he's just bolting towards the nearest, no pun intended, bolting towards the nearest exit. And Bungie looks down the hallway. Well, I don't think I can keep up with a lightning elemental. That's all right. We learned a lot actually from what he said.
Do you have a way to track him?
I don't believe I do. I don't think I have detect nature, which would be the closest thing.
You could roll investigation check on the next door if you'd like, and go through the hall, see if you can find any.
Is that the way
Anything.
he went through?
It is.
Okay.
This door appears to be open. You don't notice any locks or anything else about it. Would you like to open the door?
Yes.
All right. When you open it, it does trigger a trap. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Everyone or just Sandy?
Just Sandy. You pass. You just barely avoid being hit by an axe. You don't have to worry about the damage. And it's
I feel like-
swinging back and forth now. The hall.
She's standing like just off the side enough that it goes right past her face.
Oof. Cuts the hairs maybe just off the side of your head as you barely dodge it.
Careful,
Jeez.
Sandy.
Steps back to the side.
Sandy, you want me to lead? Don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah.
That was a close one. It was another shoddy axe trap, which makes you think that you're drawing closer, perhaps, to the Kobold Encampment.
I'd like to investigate the hallway before walking back inside.
You don't see anything else. Oh, okay, roll investigation. There's nothing else in the hallway. Yeah, there's nothing else. You do see a door at the other end of the hall. It looks exactly the same as this door, and it actually no, it looks a little different. I would say this is maybe installed at a later point in time, maybe by the kobolds themselves.
Ah, I'll like to investigate the door then.
Okay.
Is it a is it
It-
like a wooden door or
It's
metal?
a wooden door. You believe that there's no trap on this door. And there's no lock.
Okay.
Do
I'll try to open it. Yeah.
Okay, roll dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
All right.
I'll like to use my DM inspiration.
Okay, go ahead. You foolishly trusted that there might not be a second trap, but there was. Like the axe comes swinging down. You briefly lose your footing, but you manage to evade it. It swings by you and then comes to a rest in the middle of the room. The next door looks much the same. Another wooden door improperly installed in the middle of this hallway. You have
I could take the third door. It's only fair.
Okay.
you have advantage on this investigation check because it's very similar. You are anticipating that there is another trap over here. If you want to try and disable it, you can roll sleight of hand.
Can I try to open the door at a distance with something like a spell?
Sure.
Thorn whip, even like try to yank it.
Oh,
Yeah, when you do that, the door opens, it triggers the trap. Actually, this time there are two axes that swing, and they come to a rest in the middle of the room. And then there is a door, the north end of the hallway on the other end.
And you kind of strolls over to it and sarcastically says, like, should we all, try to decide between ourselves who should pick this last one?
Pip chuckles, and as always, loves to take lead. He's like, I can do it.
Just be careful, Pip.
So, try to investigate the door hand again.
There's no trap on this door. It looks like it is locked, though. You will have to roll sleight of hand to open it. This one appears to be locked very sturdily. This is a doorway that was part of the ancient empire's original construction. And it is a clockwork lock. It's a little more intricate.
All right. Pip just looks back at the group and says, "Watch this, guys." He cracks his fingers. He gets ready to try to open the door.
It does not work. You might have to
Looks back at the
find
group.
another way.
Okay. No luck, guys. I'm sorry.
We could try to do what we did on that other door where I forced it open with some nature.
It is made of metal and it appears to be very sturdy.
Or
Do you want me to take a look at the lock?
I was gonna pivot. He looks at Sandy and walks over.
Yes, Andy, if you want to give it a try.
The tinkering tools aren't like lockpicks, are they?
They're not. You need thieves' tools for that.
I figured.
Okay. She's gonna take a look at the, I'm assuming, rudimentary clockwork clock.
'Kay.
Or is it different?
This one appears to be quite difficult, more difficult than normal.
Okay, she's gonna take her pen out and start messing with it.
Sleight of hand. It is also not enough. The door remains locked.
Let me use my inspiration.
Okay. Click.
Ew.
The gears turn and the door swings ajar.
She's gonna, as soon as it clicks open,
She what?
Pip,
as soon as she gets it and like it starts to click open, she's gonna jump backwards.
Okay, nothing happens on the other side. There's no traps. You do enter into a room that appears to be an office. It's filled with bookshelves, tables, and other kinds of, like stacks of paper. Looks like logs with names on them. This is all in Fellis. I believe that Fungji can read it. It basically lists the names of old Fellis workers. It talks about productivity inside of the industrial complex. There's nothing like no kind of industrial machinery in here. There is a second little hallway, and this hallway leads into what appears to be like two foreman offices on both sides of the wall. You can roll investigation check on the two foreman offices if you're walking in there. All right. You do find the name of the, it says chief scientist. Let's see, 1 second. All right, so let's write this down. Chief Scientist Leo. And it does pinpoint him in quadrant 121 or room 121 and 122 as the individual who was responsible for this section of the industrial complex. This appears to be one of his coworkers or colleagues, rather, one of the foremans that works here or had worked here.
Can I further investigate or insight or something?
Let me see. I was going to give you one more thing.
Okay.
I would say you also get a map. And I'm going to go ahead and show you this section that he's responsible for. That is going to take me a minute, though. Right. So give me a moment while I reveal that. Okay, and it'll be this section down here. All right, you should start to see some of the map. And I'm going to go over each section with you real quick. All right, and then the last piece would be over here. All right, so this is the section that he's responsible for. And then all of this as well. Okay, you should be able to see that now. So this is where the foreman is. This is his responsibility of this area. The chief scientist for this area was that guy that you found in that room.
Oh.
Blue sections on the map are noted that it requires a foreman's key to access. So if you don't have that key, then you can't get past that door. All foreman keys are the same. So anywhere that you would find a blue lock, you would need that key. In order to find the key, though, you don't see it in this room, and you don't see the presence of the foreman anywhere. So you suspect that the key is probably on his person, but where he is anybody's guess.
He wasn't that dead fearless we found?
That was the chief scientist, not the chief foreman. Also notes on the map, I'll go over here, 123, which is down here in this white wall. This appears to be some kind of power generator. right. Next, you have coolant, which is up here in the 145 circles. And it is overseen. Oops, forgot to grab this.
Is this all known on the map, or are you
Yes.
just sort of tell like? Okay, so once we see this, we know exactly what they kind of are then.
Yep.
Or what you're explaining.
Exactly. Okay. This is some very important like controls for the coolants and for the generator and the battery storages that you've already visited over here in this section. It also these are also controls that help connect power between sectors on the same map. So this 140 area is really, really, really vital. On the left side over at 117, you see, I believe this is like a great hall that connects to a bunch of different rooms for like the quarters of the workers. So this is where like the quarter dwelling is, residence basically. Let's see. Additionally, you've got a bunch of other rooms with more industrial sites in 124, 126, 127. And then in 125 and 144, these are also more industrial sites and machinery, clockwork rooms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't have to visit them all. Just that's what they are.
He's tracing his fingers, trying to figure out which way the elemental could have gone. He does touch 123, because if this is a generator, there might be more elementals here. Although I'm not sure why our elemental would have taken this door then. So he might be heading out somewhere more completely out, or the control room. Or...
What was 145 again?
145 coolants, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And the elemental can pass through the doors and stuff. Things that are not too thick, it can go right through. You can also roll investigation, or actually your investigation with 20. I would say you notice like lightning marks or scorch marks on the ground that lead up this hallway. And on the doors that you passed through. Seems to go up into this big room above you.
He kind of looks at the group and says, well, we can follow the elemental, or we can try to figure out what exactly they were making down here beyond just a power source.
I think Sandy's going to try and gather as much information from this room as she can. And like, I don't know how long that would take. She's going to want to make copies of everything.
Sure.
Maybe she'll just take the materials as much as she can carry.
Okay.
I'm down for you to wait if we want to do like a short rest style thing too, or I don't know. I mean, I guess we didn't really do combat, so we don't like need it, but
Yeah.
Up to you what you want to do. You could totally do short rest here.
I think she's going to take what she can. Maybe make copies of other stuff. But
Okay.
I think she feels like they're kind of in a hurry. So she's just going to like take what she thinks is the most important and try and study it as they go and make sense of it.
sounds good.
That sounds good to me.
Yep.
All right. As you guys move down the hallway, you are going to notice that the scorch marks continue. You're going to also roll a perception check on the hall before you go through the broken door.
Perception, everybody?
Everybody roll it.
Everybody.
There is a barricade here. The frame is still intact, but the metal door that was there is now been turned into what appears to be a very tall gate. There is a little peep hole, or like a rectangular eye viewing area, or I don't know what you would call that, but it's like there's like a metal thing that can slide open and then somebody could peer through it. It's a shoddy wooden gate now.
Huh. What is a wooden gate doing here?
I would say at the 23, Sandy, you can see a shadow on the other side of this gate because it's not, you can. There's like slits in the wood,
Okay.
and it appears to be moving. Maybe like there's a guard or something there. You're unsure.
Quietly grab everyone's shoulders and then point. Just gonna do like hand signs as if they understand.
Okay. Lys and Ithel back up against the wall to hide.
Fungi takes a few steps back. Looks at Pip.
Pip's,
Thoughts.
yeah. Pip sees. Pip, I guess, notices the shadows that Sandy was trying to point out.
Do you
we
want-
just notice? Well, does she just notice like one shadow?
Yeah, it just looks like there's one shadow on the other side and maybe some kind of flickering torchlight that's making this shadow, but it appears to be the shadow of a being of some kind.
Fungi. Yeah. Fungi.
Fungi kind of like peeks around the corner. What?
The door. It's made of wood. Can't you like? She's like moving her hands around, like melt it or something. Explode it.
I could try to yank it off its hinges with my thorn whip.
I will say that
Like,
you notice that
Druid?
the scorch marks
Druid?
appear to have gone into the ceiling, into the circuitry. So the sparks, the elemental did not go through the doorway.
can you like druid it?
Do we want me to open it? Why are we speaking so quietly?
Because they might hear us.
Maybe they're helpful.
I think we're down here for kobolds.
Yeah, all these doors locked. I don't think they're friendly. Well, all these traps are set up.
You're right. Well, maybe we have to kill them? We did promise Mayor Mush. Dude,
Welcome in, Jackal. Welcome.
If they are kobolds.
This is just one of the maps. Hello, Ika.
just knock
Sorry, I
on
missed
the
your
door.
messages.
Fungi kind of takes a few steps forward. Looks back, his arms raised, he's ready to knock.
Sandy's giving him a thumbs up.
I ready my crossbow, my crossbow.
Okay, so you ready your action?
Yes.
Got it.
Pip walks up to the door and Fungi walks up to the door, gives it a nice, healthy knock.
The eye slit immediately slides open.
Who's there?
We have a special delivery for you all.
You're not one of my kind. Leave now or I'll call the guards.
Call the gods?
The guards.
The gods? Are you in communication with the gods?
No, the guards.
I can't hear you. Can you please step out here? You're muffled behind the door.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, okay, 1 second.
He like unlocks 5 different locks and opens up the door, and sure enough, it's a kobold standing before you with a torch. He
I
doesn't appear
I
to
shoot
be
my
the
arrow.
brightest.
I shoot my arrow.
And I was gonna say Fungi's gonna immediately try to grab him, hold him in place too.
Yeah.
Actually,
grapple.
he'll cast. He'll immediately try to cast a grasping roots.
Well, you have to roll initiative first, but the ready to action does trigger. So I think the ready to action would come first, and then you'd have to roll initiative, Fungi.
Some nice rolls.
Nice roll. Okay.
Is it with advantage or not?
He knows that there's people on the other side, so it's
Okay,
not
yeah.
stealthed. 21 does hit though. Your
9
arrow,
piercing damage.
your bolt flies, and it lands right in his heart, and he drops to the ground dead before anyone can do anything. The torch falls to his side and rolls against the door frame.
Fungi looks at Pip and gives him a thumbs up.
For the mushrooms.
The gods. I thought he was going to call the He steps over the body.
Sandy
Pip
peeks
just-
out to see a dead kobold.
So good. I'm going to just give you your XP for it. It's not a lot.
We'll take anything we can get. I'm sure Pip's going to want to loot him.
Yeah. See what
That means trophy.
see what he has on him?
Sure. You can roll investigation, but it's just one person to do it for the whole group. All right. You do find a kobold key.
Good.
A shoddily built key, or crafted key. But a key, nevertheless.
Can I pick up the torch that he had?
You can. And then everybody should roll stealth.
Can I follow this up with an investigation?
Sure.
I want to just like peer around the corner here.
I used my DM's inspiration, right? Oh yeah, I did. For the getting X in the face. I forgot.
So we got a nat 20, which counts as 2. Sandy failed. That's 2 failures. And that's a nat 1. And then Ithel got 13. We're going to pass, and then pass. Okay, so you guys succeed as a group. And Fungi looks around. You investigate the area. There's nothing here except for the gate, which was a makeshift gate. On the left, you see a doorway. You know that it leads back to where you were. It is locked. Your key appears to be the right key to open that door into 129. Inside the big room is the Kobold Encampment, or at least part of it. There are kobolds all over the place. Do you want me to show you them all?
Oh, that'd be fun. Yes.
Okay. Are you planning on encountering them or just...
Oh, I got an idea.
Okay, you got an idea. All right.
You know what? Pip follows Funky's point. Well, I'm good.
I want to see how many of them there are before I commit to my idea or pitch it, I guess.
Okay. Give me a moment. There's quite a few kobolds. This is a very big fight.
A lot of juicy XP, guys.
I might go all out on this one.
So this guy would go over here. Sorry, there's a lot of kobolds.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to click that. I was trying to figure out something with that.
You are all good. Okay. You'll start to see them now as I make them visible.
Oh,
You can roll a perception check. Whoever's at the front. So I guess Fungi and Pip could roll.
Oh my god.
They're talking about the king. How they are preparing something on this fire in the center of the room here, right in the middle of this circle of kobolds. And it's some kind of stew, specially prepared. You hear the word mushroom being passed around. So you suspect that maybe some of the mushrooms that they'd stolen or kidnapped have been prepared inside this pot, already dead. Okay, it's already, the stew is already made. And they're preparing it to give to this king. You gather that the king is not here in this encampment, but probably somewhere further away. They haven't mentioned which direction yet. There we go. What would you like to do?
I'll tell the group, just in case, we can open this door. If it gets too hairy, we should start opening it now with that kobold key that I just got.
You want to go back through that door?
Just in case if it gets too hairy, like if it gets too much for us.
This is probably too much for us.
This is a huge encampment of kobolds, and
I wanted to throw in the carnivorous seed and chance on growing it to see if it like grows really big, but I don't know. There's a lot that I feel like it would do some damage and take them down. We could fight alongside of it, and I could try to like summon another I could basically try to have as many like plants to help us, but I still feel like we wouldn't survive this. We took some pretty bad damage against like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I feel like 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is almost triple.
I do notice like some of them are, they're not like the stronger kobolds. But they are some
hard to know.
assassins out there. And
If he decides to try that, then we would explore that
there's a lot of
option.
Should we stealthily try to go into the other room and then talk it out instead of risking it here?
Yeah, we could definitely come back.
Sandy's going to look at the map that they got and point out that if we go through this room and then head north, we might find a second path in there as well.
Ah,
It's anything that you could think of. Then we use the
But if
dice
we
to determine it.
continue
It's really fun.
heading West,
Then we tell a story with it together.
we'll probably get around them easier. I just don't know where that would lead.
It will require a stealth check to pass through and into the other room. No stealth check to move back the way you came.
so if we go through this room, we have to run the stealth check?
Yes. Because you're trying to open up a door.
Oh, opening the door is going to cause a stealth check?
I will say this, the person who rolls to open the door has to roll the stealth check. Everybody else doesn't.
I think we might as well just go back. Like if you fall like back this way.
Yep.
You see where like I'm going like.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to just go back.
Yeah.
And then like talk about it in here where we know it's quiet in there.
Yeah, we can move west, like Sandy was saying.
Looks like we can also go through the generator room as well. If we go down, right?
Yeah. Down.
I don't know if that's a thought if we wanted to end up like more in that area, but
You're a little
Part of me wants
quiet.
to
Let's. There you go.
what? Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Maybe it's like where my mic is.
I need 2 minutes, guys. I'll
Sure.
let you guys decide.
I want to try to fight them, but I don't know.
So we're going back around. That was the wisest decision. This door is a more complicated clockwork door, and it does have a lock on it, just like the one did down here. So you would have to roll sleight of hand to get into it.
Okay. Sandy's gonna go check out this door.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay. This one is the same thing. You'll have to roll.
Okay.
I
She's gonna
will
point-
say to like. Are you gonna go for it?
No. She's gonna pull out the map and like lay it down for everybody.
Yeah. I was gonna point out and go, the generator room is only like 2 doors over. And if we can get in there, I could try to speak to any elementals that may be in there. They might have more information. They might be more willing to talk. Yeah.
Maybe if they'll agree to help us fight if we let them out.
Free to help us fight, but if we let them out, all the power gets drained from the. So wait, sorry. Are there lights on the ceiling
Mm-hmm.
or anything like illuminating this place?
Yep. Yeah, because you're using the battery now, so everything is lit up.
Like if we do let them out, we'll be traveling in the dark, which
Well, when the battery runs out, right?
that's true. Which we said it was 2 weeks.
1 week. 1 week.
1 week.
1 week. So
I don't want to be down here for more than 1 week anyway.
should
Well, You're trapped down here, but yeah.
we're in another room with the battery, right?
What?
Yes, correct. There is another battery. You have not turned on the pylons in here, so you have not extended your reserves.
Mm-hmm. How loud was the other room when we did all that?
Pretty loud. The kobolds are aware of it. I would say that during their celebrations, they are celebrating that the lights have turned on, even though they don't know how. But they believe that the king. This is from your perception check. I should have said this earlier. They believe that the king is going to be pleased with them because he had requested that the power be restored.
Okay. So we're kind of in a sticky situation and we might need to just do what we need to do. I think we should charge up the battery in this room. And they're probably just going to assume it was the gods or whatever. They might not come check. And if they do, they're not going to send that many, right? So we just handle them. And then we'll have more than a week of power. And we can try and get the elementals
under
in
the
the generator.
assumption that the elementals will help us and won't just leave. The other one just left. But I think we need to go talk to them first before we make any other decisions. Because what if we want... Wait, so we're charging the battery on this?
Yeah, this room's battery. Just save us a little bit more time or juice.
Okay. When you do that,
then,
it gives you another week.
And he kind of leans against the wall and shrugs like, I'm not one for technology, so I'm going to let you guys decide on this one. I'll be there to speak to the elementals, though.
okay. Well, we've got 2 weeks. I think is what that says.
I
So
can confirm it if that's what it says, yeah.
2 weeks with the lights on. The gears are moving, and the pylons don't have that streams of light unless you activate the pylons. Because I'm assuming right now you've like activated it to restore battery power. Now that the battery power is on, you're using just battery power to power everything, and you're turning the pylons off. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 2 weeks of power.
Okay. Should we go try and talk to the elementals then?
Yeah, let's try to get through this door.
Okay.
Sleight of hand to get through the door.
Okay, Sandy's gonna try the door again. Ugh.
That is not enough to open it.
Can I see if my kobold key opens it?
It does not work. This is a clockwork door.
Oh, tinker.
Or lock, rather.
Can I use a tinker? My tinker set?
No, you would need to use your... I mean, you could do it, but it would be disadvantaged. You need your like thieves' tools to get into it.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Can I try to open the door?
You could try it.
All right. I try to scoot over by Sandy. Like, hey Sandy, give me a sec. Let me try to open this door.
Okay, just be careful not to
Click. The
damage
gears
it.
turn. The door opens. You're now in the next hall.
Fucking sprints through. Oh,
This door is also locked.
hey, since you're up front, you want to try to open that door? Oh, nice.
Yes, sure, why not? Let's see here. A little bit of a twist, a little bit of a turn, and... perfect.
Oh, shit.
It pops open. This way, all in a day's work. And then you are here.
Damn thing.
The generator room. The walls...
You walk-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He's just gonna walk up to like kind of the front little chamber here, see if he can like peer in.
It is shut. Actually, no, the door is slightly ajar. The walls are made of the same material that the pylons are made of. Inside, you see that there are several pylons in a row, all with elementals. And at the far end of the room, there is a control panel. Just in front of the control panel, you see another fella's skeleton.
Fungi looks to Pip and Sandy, goes, "I'm gonna go talk to them, but I'm gonna go in by myself."
Sandy wants to stand outside and try and get a look at the skeleton.
It appears to have a foreman's outfit on, not a scientist's outfit. A different hat.
She's gonna point at it dramatically.
Okay. And you're going inside now to talk to the elementals?
Yes, as Fungi goes in, he turns to his companions and goes, "There's a lot of electricity in there, and I could die, but stay clear."
The sparks are going off. And you see the skeleton.
He walks in and starts to speak to all of them. Because I've come here to free you all. Will you fight beside me and take out the kobolds and anything else that is infesting these dark halls?
Who the hell are you? You think you walk in here and try to get us to work for you? Not happening, mister. Free us now and we might spare you.
You're not working for me. You're simply just going to... I'm just going to set you free. You know what? I'm just going to set you free, and how would you spare us? That'd be great.
This guy, he just walks in here thinking he owns the place. Yeah, I don't like him either. He's a big talker.
Fungi goes, "Okay, fine. I'll just leave."
Wait, come back. Don't leave us in here. We've been in here for 1,000 years. Yeah, 1,000 years. Look, just do us a favor. See that switch over there?
Points.
Going across the...
Yes, on the control panel.
Just pull that and it'll free us. We'd really appreciate it.
Fungi walks over to it, then kind of turns his back to it and goes, "If I do something for you, will you do something for me? A trade? A fair equivalent exchange?"
Perhaps. You want
Like
us
I
to
said-
take out something down here in this ancient complex?
Yes, any kobolds you see in your path of lightning and destruction, just get rid of them. There's a bunch of them north of here.
It
They're on
will
your path.
It will delay our departure to the clouds, but I suppose we could accommodate you.
Like I said, we set one of your other friends free, Sparky.
I think we can hear you fiddling around there, Salt.
Just ignore me. Am I being too loud?
It's just really loud on the microphone.
That's so crazy. I'm across the room.
It sounds like
Oh.
you're doing it right in front of your microphone.
Yeah, it does sound like
That
it
is
is.
wild. Hang on.
Wild. Okay, so They will take out the kobolds.
All right.
You can roll insight.
I'll roll insight.
You think they're gonna do it.
What do you guys? Do you guys think I should use an inspiration here, or just let him go?
Yes. Use inspiration.
All right.
There's a chance that some of them might just rush to the clouds. It's
Can I do a
hard to
persuasion
tell.
roll after I say something like, "Listen, I set your friend Sparky free, so I am here to help you all, and I would appreciate if you helped me as a return of the favor. But I want your word. And don't you want to get revenge on the people that enslaved you here, even though they might not be them? They could have let you free. Those kobolds, they knew you were here."
True.
Roll persuasion with. Yeah, and then let's see.
Very well. We shall help you deal with these kobolds. But you must fight alongside of us.
Kind of didn't really expect that to be part of the deal, but he goes, "Fine, we will."
Very well.
Or sorry, did you guys want to talk that over? Or are you down for the
Oh,
the electric boogaloo?
I'm sold out.
All right, I'll set them. Or salt.
They're going to all form together into one giant elemental that appears here upon releasing it.
Well, Bungie.
Yes.
I think that's the foreman. We need his key.
Oh, yes. Fungi kind of like trots back and. Should I investigate him to search, or is it like an obvious find?
No, you just find it in his pocket. You have the key now to open up any blue door in the entire city. Keep in mind that this is just one map out of many, so.
Gotcha. He runs over to Sandy and kind of chucks the key her way.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to move you back to the hallway. I would like you guys to roll stealth on your approach. The elemental will hang back a bit. All right, if you get stealth, you get a surprise round. It looks like Pip, let's see. Passive perception. You're not going to get surprise, but the others will.
Okay.
I'm going to move you in the front so they're aware of you, but everybody else can take the surprise with exception. Let's see. There may be an exception. Lice will get it, and ooh, Ithel does not get it. But the elemental does too, so that's good. All right, so that means in order we're going to go. Let's see, Fungi's 29, 38. So we're going to have Lice go first. He is going to move forward 30 feet. One second. He's going to use Command Shadow. He reaches out and saps the strength from a creature's spirit, bringing it closer to the Shadow Realm and closer to his control. Has to be within 30 feet of him. So it's going to be number 6. They have to make a con saving throw. They got a nat 1s. They lose. And they are going to take 21 necrotic damage. And their max hit points are reduced by half. By half the damage taken, excuse me. So by 10, 21, and all right, that was his turn. And then goes to the lightning elementals. They're going to fly 60 feet. They're going to go about 40. Let's see if I can go 20 to here. They're going to use swirling razors. Or actually, hold on. Yeah, swirling razors. 23 is going to hit. And they deal 28 slashing damage, which kills the first kobold.
Wow.
Let me see if it has reach. It does not. Okay, so then it can do what else? Yeah, that's all it can do. Okay, that was its surprise. After that, it goes to Fungi next.
I want to see if I can throw in one of my carnivorous seeds.
Thank you.
And,
I am moving it. Sometimes my map
you
doesn't
know,
update. It's really weird.
Do plant growth on it to bring it to life, if that's a possibility.
There we go.
Or I could just do summon plant as like that action, I guess.
You want to use plant growth?
Just whatever way you think is more is better for pulling that off. Like, should I just do some? I'm basically trying to like grow the carnivorous seed and like summon that plant, but I could just do a summon plant spell cast.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can basically toss it out with your plant growth spell. And then you're summoning one of those carnivorous plants. So I guess tell me where you're casting it so I know where to place it.
Should I? Oh, well, this is huge. Right. Oh, I have a huge range on it. I guess I'll throw it right in front of these guys. This is our bonus turn, right? So we'll get like another turn as well.
Yeah, this is your surprise, and then you'll get to go on round 1.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna cast it and just basically summon it here.
I think it was this one.
Oh, did I cast it?
This is the same one that you encountered. Was that right? If I'm remembering correctly.
That's up to you. I don't know.
It wasn't necessarily. Okay.
Yeah, Mayor Mush gave them to me.
Okay.
So there's no specification on if they're huge or medium size or large.
I will do.
I leave that up to you for.
Never look a tulip in the eyes.
Tulip in the eyes.
I'm trying to find one that I like. Hold on. This one. Write this down somewhere. I'm going to forget. But this is the seed that you're using. And is this one that you know is carnivorous? Because isn't it a random bag?
I have in my bag. No, didn't he say we used to grow these carnivorous plants, and I was like, and I kind of had to barter with him, and he gave me
I gave you like a bag of
a
seeds.
bag of seeds, and then I think the carnivorous seeds were something I had to like ask for, and I think I rolled a persuasion, and he gave me like one more. So I think I have
Oh,
like
Yeah.
2 carnivorous seeds, and then like a bag of seeds,
okay.
if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay. Cool. So the carnivorous one that you plant with plant growth is here. You want it like right between these two.
Yeah, it's a good place for it to start.
So it's right at the center. It's now in the turn order. It functions for your team since you summoned it. And then it's going to go to Sandy. Did you get surprise?
I think I did. I rolled the highest.
Okay. Your turn next, if Litz is done.
I don't think I could do anything else, right?
You took your action. You could move. Bonus action.
I don't think I have any bonus actions.
Okay.
Besides like movement. So yeah, I'm good.
Whoops. I didn't mean to move this. I will say that if you're behind walls, you're going to get full cover. And just keep in mind that this room is filled with a lot of damage dealers. So take care.
Okay.
I think. I think she's just gonna chill. There's not really much she can do.
Okay. Let's see. You could. You could roll skill checks. Just trying to give you something you could do. Yeah, I don't know. You could prepare an action.
I'm not sure what kind of action I can prepare from like back here, you know?
True.
Because chances are they're I don't think any of them are really gonna get back here before my next turn.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
I don't know, maybe
You could check out this section
think-
here if you wanted to.
what does that look like? So
There's-
it kind of looks like a wall.
Yeah, there's a big gate there. You can't see what's behind it.
I think she'll prepare to move. I guess she'll prepare like a dash. And then be ready to follow everybody so she has that distance
Okay.
by the time her next turn is.
Okay. Fair enough. So you said you're preparing to move?
Yeah, a dash just in case she
Okay.
needs to move over
Cool.
70 feet.
That brings us to the beginning of round 1. It is 8:42. I know that's pretty late for Litz, so I think we were calling at about this time. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Normally I'm down
be
to
sorry.
push it a little bit. but-
It's a good spot
I'm
to
sorry I
stop.
was late.
No, don't be sorry.
Yeah.
It happens. Life gets going.
It's all good.
We
My
will.
usual
Covered it.
Tuesday game happens an hour sooner. And so that alarm went off. And I dismissed it while I was making dinner.
It's all good.
And then after dinner, I was like, oh shit. It's
Wow.
D&D time.
I honestly didn't think we were going to get as far as we did, so I'm glad we did play.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think-
Virginia, you were like, oh, you can't get that much done, but I feel like we covered a lot of ground.
We did a lot more than
Yeah.
I expected. You got a whole.
We got this big ass map, all this information.
We got keys.
And we got the key.
We're
Got
about
about-
to.
And
1/5 of the map, 1/6. It's pretty good.
we met Sparky. And then we
Got an elemental buddy.
got this guy.
True. A bunch of them, actually. There's a whole bunch of them in that cloud of lightning or whatever.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, next time we will start with the fight. This will be a really big fight and very good for your XP. So, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everybody for tuning in. We will wrap it up here. I'm going to go ahead and pause the Spotify and then start playing our outro song written by my buddy. And we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
I guess I couldn't stand it. Now I finally feel free as we explore this planet. Your help is what I need. Roll the dice and make your move. I've got nothing left to prove. I know that you will have my hand as we navigate the strange land. I know I was feeling trapped. What I needed was liberation. Now I know you got my back as we continue our exploration. Roll the dice and make your move. I've got nothing left to prove. I know that you will have my hand as we navigate the strange land. This strange land.